Hello, I'm Ken Fogg. This is NewsNet, Baton Rouge. Grab yourself a tea or coffee as I go with you headlines and news from our local area and region. In Baton Rouge, state police arrested a 19-year-old driver after a fatal crash on Jefferson Highway recently. Early afternoon on Friday past, near the intersection of Jefferson Highway and Antioch Road, a 40-year-old man by the name of Vikram Ketuk died in a two-vehicle crash. State police say the driver of a Ford truck was 19-year-old Dustin Felipe, who failed to yield before turning onto the highway, after which he collided with Mr. Ketuk's sports car. Mr. Ketuk died at the scene. 19-year-old Dustin Felipe has been charged with negligent homicide and with making an improper left turn at an intersection. Felipe himself was not injured in this accident. In courtroom news, a federal appeals court has ruled that a Louisiana police officer who was injured during protest after the 2016 killing of Alton Sterling in Baton Rouge should be allowed to sue a Black Lives Matter organizer on the grounds he acted negligently by leading people to block an open highway. The police officer sued Mr. DeRay McKesson and others who gathered as part of a Black Lives Matter protest. A federal district court judge originally threw out and dismissed the lawsuit, citing the First Amendment rights of Black Lives Matter and the fact that Black Lives Matter was too loosely organized and therefore could not be sued. The injured police officer appealed, and recently the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals overturned the district judge's ruling and stated the police officer should be allowed to argue through his lawsuit that McKesson of Black Lives Matter did not exercise reasonable care when he led protesters onto an open highway or street to set up a confrontation with the police, during which a police officer was injured by a block of concrete thrown at him. I will keep you posted, so keep watching. In more courtroom news, an East Baton Rouge Parish judge denied a request for new trial made by a convicted killer after he recently filed an appeal, which is directly tied to the East Baton Rouge Parish's flawed jury selection process. David Bueso was convicted for killing his roommate in 2017. His legal team recently filed an appeal based upon the Louisiana Supreme Court decision that jury selection processes in Baton Rouge has been flawed for the last several years because it has prevented anyone under the age of 26 years old from being selected to jury duty. His attorneys filed an appeal on April 22nd and at the same time filed a motion seeking a new trial in the same district court in which he was convicted for the murder. The judge disagreed and denied his motion. District Attorney Hiller Moore, through his office, argues that he does not believe the Supreme Court's ruling can be applied to David Bueso's case based upon how the law actually reads. And Moore stated further, quote, "The courts will decide eventually what they believe the law is, but we do not believe that this will be made retroactive," close quote. Many more appeals such as this one, as well as more motions for new trials, are expected to pop up in the near future. All citizens located in East Baton Rouge Parish and the Baton Rouge metropolitan area are being warned about a scam. The Baton Rouge Police Department is investigating after getting multiple calls regarding the targeting of residents in another city. The victims are receiving suspicious calls from people claiming to be members of the Baton Rouge Police Department. The scam callers are using BRPD phone numbers and the names of BRPD police officers in an attempt to have victims send them money in order to stop the issuing of certain arrest warrants. Therefore, be aware, be vigilant, and anyone with information that may lead to the arrest of these scammers is asked to call 225-389-2000. Finally, BREC is offering something great and free. The East Baton Rouge Parish Parks and Recreation System says, for the first time, BREC will not charge an entrance fee at any of its 3 community pools, which open on May 25th for the summer. Swim lessons usually cost between $7 and $60, but not this summer. This free swimming lessons initiative is being made possible through BREC's partnership with the American Red Cross and Southeast Louisiana Aquatics. So parents, please take advantage of this for your children this summer. These have been headlines and news from our local area and region. I'm yours truly, Ken Fogg. I'll see you next time right here on NewsNet, Baton Rouge.